Hello, I'm Natasha Foreman. Welcome to the Breaking Bread with Natasha podcast, where I share daily devotionals from my namesake blog, so you can listen on demand to spiritual messages inspired by God's love, as expressed in the Bible and other religious texts. You can read along at breakingbreadwithnatasha.com or sit back and take in the Word. Either way, I'm blessed to have you break bread with me. Without further delay, let's begin today's message. Welcome, Breaking Bread family. This is Natasha Foreman. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to focus on the book of Mark, chapter 8, verses 36. And I'm going to read from the TLV version, which reads, "For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? Do the things we desire and dream about actually align with God's plans for us? Are the things that bring you joy today also the things that could sustain you for a lifetime? If you didn't receive another tangible blessing, would it be enough? Are you content with the life you have, or do you want more because you're never satisfied? Are you content with the life you have, or are you just settling because you don't think that God has greater in store for you? Many of us walk around attempting to acquire and aggressively collect as much stuff as we can in fear that our time is more limited than we think. So we can't afford to wait on God to take care of what we believe we need. Oftentimes, we miss out on the greatest of blessings and experiences because we are too focused on lack and how to turn that lack into gross abundance. Yes, in our current physical state, we have a limit of time before this flesh we wear as a tent, a shell, expires. But there's no limit to what God can do. God has been trying so many different ways to make us see and embrace His truth and reality. He provides examples and speaks to us through different people. He's trying to remind us of who we are, what we are, and to whom we belong. He's trying to remind us to stop thinking through the lens of our will and begin desiring the movements and manifestations of His will. He's also trying to remind us that as long as we do things for our glory, the thrill and celebration is always short-lived. But when we do things for His glory, we have a lifetime of joy. God wants us to take in the richness of relationships and experiences, not just the stuff He helped us to create. Think about the consumer mindset many of us struggle with. Now ask yourself these questions. Number one, with this mindset, what are you willing to sacrifice to gain that abundance? With the consumer mindset, what are you willing to sacrifice to gain that abundance that you desire? Number two, what and who are you willing to neglect or use to make sure that every free moment you have is locked on reaching that ultimate goal of excess? What and who are you willing to neglect or use to make sure that every free moment you have is locked on reaching that ultimate goal of excess? Number 3, what are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? Number 4, at what cost? And number 5, if you get what you desire, will it truly be enough? Or will you still want more, more, more? We keep supersizing things and we're still not happy. We've become hoarders of things and we still feel a void. That's because we're still seeking joy in all of the wrong places. We're operating out of a state of lack because God isn't the chairman and CEO of these plans you're executing. We're still not satisfied with God being more than enough, so we begin to worship things like money, cars, jewelry, and stuff we wouldn't have whether heaven is on earth or in another dimension. Consider your actions versus your prayers for God's reassurance of action already taken. Are you a sellout to the world, or are you sold on God's promise? Are you a sellout to the world, or are you sold on God's promise? As Mark 8:36 read, for what does it profit a man to gain the whole world yet forfeit his soul? Let that sink deep within you. All right. Let's wrap things up with a prayer. Father, I am appreciative and grateful for all that I have, and thank you for blessing me with every idea, thought, skill, and item. I thank you for each person that has been made a part of my life. It has been rewarding, sharing, and learning with them. Let me always think of the impact of my decisions before I make them. Let me always weigh how what I might say or do could affect others. Let me always pray to you first for guidance and protection, and trust in you to guide me throughout circumstances. I only want what you say that I am worthy of, and I desire no more than what you believe I should have. If this very moment I took my last breath, I declare that you have given me more than enough. I praise you and thank you. I love you. And I love all of you. And I pray that you are blessed, that you see and embrace your blessings, and that you bless others. Make today an awesome day. Take care. Hi, family. If what I shared in today's message resonates with you, I hope you will share it with others. Feel free to leave positive comments and reviews on my site, breakingbreadwithnatasha.com, and through whichever podcast provider that you're listening to me. Each day, I work to be a better steward and servant. I hope you will join me in sharing God's love and truth and rebuking the enemy's lies. Now go out there and make today an awesome day. I love you all.